What's going on, everybody? This is Time to Shine Ed. We got executive consultant here today, and we also got Joel. This is the Dynasty Corner Unpopular Review. We're here with the Week 16 predictions, and we got a couple of few interesting games going on this week. Obviously, we all know that there's a few weeks left before the playoffs get started, so we're taking that under consideration. We got a set of good games finally, because the last few have been putrid, to say the least. So the first game that we're gonna discuss is gonna be the New Orleans Saints at the Los Angeles Rams. The New Orleans Saints are looking to trying to stay in the playoff picture and trying to knock off the Los Angeles Rams. Joe, what's up, brother? Before that, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know. Last Tuesday, I don't know. I got like a little bug or something. I don't know, but I was good the next morning, so I don't know.
That's
Well,
good
if
to
I had did
hear,
that
man.
show, it would have been weird. But I'm cool now. Let's drive forward.
And that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So what do you got? What do you got in mind for this Saints and Rams game?
Man, I'm Saints and Rams. I mean, it's kind of a lame game, but I mean, we chose it, so I mean, the Ram. I'm picking the Rams. I think the Saints. They got an okay record, but they're really not that good for real. And it'd be cool if the Rams could get Aaron Donald back. What's his face had a good game last week for New Orleans, but Derek Carr.
Derek
But
Carr?
I'm picking the Rams this week. I just think that the Rams are at home, and I don't think the Saints are really that good for real.
Well, the Rams had a pretty close game against the Commanders, 28-20, and the Saints kind of rolled over the Giants 24-6.
Well, I mean, I
So
watched that Rams game. It wasn't that close for real. That was just. I mean, it was 20 to. I think at one point it was like 20 to nothing or something, and they got like two late touchdowns. Real quick when they put in Jacoby Brissett. And I mean, they probably thought that the Commanders were going to fold. It wasn't really competitive. It
got
was
you, got
way less competitive than the score made it look.
got you, Mr. Consultant.
I agree with him. This game is not exactly the most interesting game. However, it does have some interesting implications in it as far as the playoffs is concerned. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams simply because they're at home, but I'm not a strong 100% on that. Both teams have played games where they actually look like elite teams. When I mean elite teams, I mean teams that actually know how to win a game. But there are also times where they're playing like teams that don't know how to win a game. It's just a matter of which team shows up on Sunday. Or Thursday. I have to pick a team. So I'm going to pick a team, and I'm going to pick the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, this is one of the least of the interesting games that we got to talk about, but it's the one of the ones that has the most to do with as far as what's going to happen with the playoffs and everything. The Rams are sitting there. I believe they're about the seventh seed right now, and New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans rolled over the Giants, but then again, who hasn't rolled over the Giants? There's very few teams that haven't. Uh, For me, I'm just gonna go ahead and make my pick nice and easy. It's gonna be the Rams, obviously. I mean, Matt Stafford and Cooper Cup look like they're starting to connect, like they did last year and the year before that, and everything. So, hopefully, they can get the momentum and swing it in towards the playoffs and keep it going forward. So, we'll go with that. The next one that we're going to discuss today is going to be the Bengals versus the Steelers. Not really discuss, but so much just go ahead and tell you guys my picks in rapid succession. I'm going to go ahead and take my pick on this one. I'm going to take the Bengals. The Steelers have been looking very, very, very poor to say the least. I know they've been having issues with injuries, so it's not really fully their fault. We know Mike Tomlin is a very, very good coach and one of the top coaches in the NFL, obviously. But the Bengals are going to come out with the victory here. Jake Browning has, yeah.
You said moderate fire or rapid fire?
Rapid fire.
I'm rolling with the Steelers. Unfortunately.
I'm going to have to agree with Joel on that one. Let me tell you something. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for me to say this, but we're doing rapid fire. So I'm going with the Steelers, but you have no idea how close I was to picking the Bengals.
Yeah, I know it would be a tough one. Next one for rapid fire succession is going to be the Bills and the Chargers. Mr. Consultant, what you got for us?
I'm going to go with the Bills.
Bills.
All around the table, we got Bills. The Colts and the Falcons is also another one that's just going to be a simple rapid fire succession. I'm going to go ahead and take my pick on this one. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Colts.
Falcons.
I'm going to go with the Colts as well. I just don't see the Falcons doing it.
So one of the ones that we did decide to, however, speak upon right now is that of which is the Lions and the Vikings. Mr. Consultant, what you got going on over there? Let me pick your brain right quick.
Lions and the Vikings. The Vikings are trying to stay alive any way possible, shape, form they can. The good thing about the Vikings is on any given day, I believe the Vikings are a complete team that can beat almost any team in the NFL. The Lions are a very underrated team because they played so well this year. However, they lose some games and you're like, wow, really? Really? That's how we're going? But we're in crunch time now. And the Lions needed more. I mean, technically they don't, but the Lions needed more. The Lions need to go out there and prove that they need to be in the conversation when people talk about Super Bowl contender teams like the San Francisco 49ers, like the Dallas Cowboys, like the Philadelphia Eagles. You don't mention the Detroit Lions, and you should. This will be that game they have a statement on. I'm going with Detroit Lions.
I'm going with the Detroit Lions too. I think on this one they're just a better team, and they're I think they're on the road in this game. But the Lions, they just got too much talent. You know, shocking to even say about the Lions given their last 60 years. But I think they're just a better team, and Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Very good running core, Gibbs. They're going to stay on the roll on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off of everything that you guys been saying. I mean, David Montgomery has also shown that the Chicago Bears made a mistake in letting him go. Obviously, I mean, when it happened over the offseason, I couldn't understand it going on, but the Lions is it's a real offensive juggernaut, and they play not too bad of a defense. I mean, I know at times they have lost some questionable games and allowed a questionable amount of points, but they started to get rolling last week. They were looking pretty good, pretty decent. So for me, I'm going to pick the Lions also. I mean, it's really a no-brainer. I know the Vikings are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive and everything, but this is something that they're going to have to recover from next week because the Lions are taking this one for sure. All right, in rapid fire succession, everybody. The next one we're going to do is the Commanders versus the Jets. I am gonna go ahead and I don't remember, but I believe I'm taking the Jets on this one.
Jets, you already know I ain't picking the Commanders again. Fuck them. Excuse my language.
Yeah, PG show. It's not often I agree with Joel, but I'm gonna have to go with this one. I'm never gonna pick the Commanders again. I don't care what kind of upset they do, which they better not do next week. But I am not going to pick the Commanders. I'm going to go with the New York Jets.
Next rapid fire succession game set is going to be the Browns versus the Texans. Mr. Joel.
Houston, time for the nigga back on track.
I'm rooting for Houston, but I'm going to the Cleveland Browns.
It all depends on if CJ Stroud's going to be playing. I know he's been in concussion protocol. I'm not going to be too long-winded with that, but yeah, I did pick the Browns. However, that's my pick. So, I believe that's our first set of games. We'll get back to you after these few messages.
Who's
Y'all
Chris?
let me beat on mute. I said that is so good. He is so nervous. He's like a virgin. He's like, oh, it's my first time. Don't pick with me. But that was very good. You picked up the cue. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching a popular review.
As far as like Lyra having the belt, she's had a okay run. I'm not going to say it's the best, but I'll say it's better than someone who constantly taps out but is lucky that the ref doesn't see it every damn time. Tiffany. I can say her name with sarcasm however much I want because I hated her reign as champion. There, I said it. She can wrestle in the ring. I will never say that Tiffany Stratton can't wrestle because that is an absolute lie. However, the fact that she's a chicken shit champion who always got lucky by either being by tapping in the ref not seeing, the ref being distracted and she uses it as a chance to win every single time, I cannot respect you as a champion. It made me respect Mandy Rose's reign as champion. And Lord knows how much I hated her reign as champion because she always had Gigi Dolan and JC Jamin that were also Toxic Attraction helping her every single time.
So you have never liked a chicken shit champion ever in the entirety of the time you've watched professional wrestling? Never once.
Not. I can like somebody when they're a heel character, but do I like them they're a chicken shit heel champion all the damn time? Roman. He's a chicken shit in the sense that he's only won 24%. That's not even a quarter of his reigns. And he's now a part-time champion.
He's a great champion.
Who is going to lose the belts to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
That is the NXT show with the Wrestling Dolls. Well, Stefan, that will be happening immediately after NXT, which is on right now. So 10:10, look for that show to come on. Right now, you're watching Unpopular Review, the Dynasty Corner with the executive consultant, Time to Shine, Ed and Joel, talking about Week 16 coming up in football. Eddie, going back to you. Let's go ahead and get it started. Game you want to talk about?
So, on today's list, sorry guys, I'm a little nervous, but it's okay. I'm going to get through this. So bear with me. The next game we're going to talk about today is going to be the Jaguars versus the Buccaneers. Jaguars coming off of an upset loss. Not really an upset, but they've been really on the decline these last few weeks. And the Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield's starting to get things going over there. Can they really make it to the playoffs? Mr. Consultant, let me know.
As far as the Jaguars and Buccaneers, they're done. Stick a fork in them. Nothing's happening with them. But the Jaguars still trying to play like they are a contender for the Super Bowl. Now, granted, we all know they're probably not going to the Super Bowl, but they want to be in the conversation. They have good games where they're able to do it. This is one of those games where they're going to shine and truly do it. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, we're going with the Jaguars. I wouldn't say stick a fork in the Buccaneers. I mean, what's his face playing well. Well, at least he played well this week. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Baker Mayfield, but he's playing okay. Buccaneers not a great team, but the Jaguars are better. But I don't think this is going to be like a blowout or nothing, like a 23-20 type game. Jaguars not even really looking that great right now, but they'll pull it out,
though. So for me personally, I know the Bucs are leading the NFC South. Right now, they're in the tight race right now. And considering the hump that they have to go through playing the Jaguars, unless they can come up with a victory here, they are not going to be having the number 4 seed after today, or after this week. Let me say that. Even though Baker Mayfield, like I said, has been doing a few things and shaking some plays out and getting them W's stacked up as much as they can, but the Jaguars are due for a victory, and I believe Trevor Lawrence is going out there to prove still that they are one of the top contending teams in the AFC and in the NFL. So for my pick, it's going to be the Jaguars. The next rapid fire succession games that we're going to have is going to be the Packers and the Panthers. For me, I know the Panthers won last week, but they will not win this week. I'm going with the Packers.
Go, Pack, go.
Simple one. Green Bay Packers.
The Seahawks and the Titans. Seahawks, after that victory, is standing a little tall. I'm going to take the Seahawks on this one.
Titans.
I'm going with Seahawks to pick up another fluke-ass victory.
The Eagles coming off of an upset loss against the Seattle Seahawks, and the Giants coming over to the Eagles' home turf, which we all know is very hard to win over there. Joe, who do you think is going to win this one?
The Eagles, man. Giants are horrific.
Wait, I thought the Giants were playing at home. I thought the Philly was going to the
Meadowlands. Last game of the season, the Giants are
in the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
No matter where it's played, it's not the Giants.
I'm going to switch my pick because I know in the polls I said the Giants versus the Eagles. I'm going to take the Giants, but since they're playing at Philly, I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles to take this W right here.
You might want to switch down the polls before it officially counts.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going with the Eagles as well. I'm not going to go into a big deal, but 3 in a row, okay? 3 in a row. There won't be a fourth.
Give me one moment here while I make my updates.
While you're doing that, I'm going to take a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. You're watching. Hey, it's going to be a quick one, so get that crap going. Stay with us. You're watching a popular review.
Touchstone Pictures presents the enchanting story of 2 very special dreamers and the holiday spirit that brought them together.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What is this? I am the Pumpkin King.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare Before Christmas is being reviewed. The I Love the 90s movie month continues. Next Tuesday, this Thursday, of course, we're taking for the Best of UPR award show. But next Tuesday, we continue I Love the 90s. This is the next doctor's pick with The Nightmare Before Christmas. Never seen this movie before. Not looking forward to seeing it, but I'm looking forward to reviewing it. But you're watching the Dynasty Corner, talking about Week 16 in football. Time to shine, Ed. Joe, who's an icon right now, and the executive consultant. Time to shine, Ed. We are back on you.
All right, everybody. One of the games that we're going to talk about, and probably one of the biggest games aside from the one that we're going to speak of a little bit later in this show, it's going to be the Cowboys versus the Dolphins. Mr. Consultant, let me get your ideas on this right quick.
This is a very interesting game simply because of the fact that this is a potential Super Bowl matchup between the Dallas Cowboys, who are red hot right now, even though they took an L, as well as the Miami Dolphins, who are lukewarm, but they still have all the capabilities to go to the Super Bowl. We're keeping a very close eye on this because Miami still wants that number 1 seed. Dallas wants that number 1 seed now. They don't have a good enough chance right now. I mean, everything's possible, but it's a struggle for them. They would need San Francisco to lose 2 games. I think it's a strong possibility that instead of looking for that number 1 seed, this is how the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. They have to have their mindset not on the number 1 seed, but on winning the NFC East. If they take another L, they're going to lose the division. If they think about that and not the hump for the number 1 seed, then they will be fine. But we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys always F's up their own crap, right? Because they always look to, we're even boys, right? And they haven't proved shit in 30 years. That's why they're going to lose to the Dolphins coming up. I'm picking the Miami Dolphins.
Who are the Cowboys? Got 2 teams here that very talented, but not great against really good teams. So you kind of got 2 teams that's similar, going head to head here. I just don't feel, and I know when I started the season, I was a big Dolphins guy, particularly Tua, but last few weeks I just haven't really been too big of a fan of what I've been seeing. This is going to suck for me if the Cowboys actually do win this game and they do play well defensively, because I got freaking Tyreek Hill and Tua on my fantasy team, and I'm in the semifinals. But so I hope I'm wrong, but I'm gonna be objective and roll with the Cowboys, unfortunately.
So for me, guys, I mean, I know I want to start this specific game pick by saying that I mean they ramsacked us, man. I don't know what happened. I got no excuses. Cowboys didn't go show up to play this game. It was the last game. It was a very tough game. Josh Allen did what he had to do. Even though they mainly ran the ball on us. So no excuses, but it was a good game. A good win on the Bills' behalf. Moving on to this game. It's a very interesting game because both teams have big capabilities as far as what they can do. They both pretty much are on that verge where they control their own destiny and everything. It just depends on how well they show up and how well they play on the field. Both teams have good defenses, powerhouses at offenses. The one thing I will say about this game is that if the Cowboys cannot stop the run game that we all know the Dolphins can dish out, it's going to be hard for them to win this game if they're not going to control the time of possession in the game. I mean, the Cowboys they have to jump on top of this and come out forward with 7 on the opening drive if need be or anything. The last 2 times that they deferred, the games didn't shake out too pretty, so I suggest they stop deferring if they win a coin toss. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys, and I hope that they can pull off this victory and continue trying to keep the NFC East. So in rapid fire succession, we're also going to discuss the Cardinals versus the Bears. For me, this one's truly a freaking toss-up. I believe I went with the Cardinals, however. To be honest, I think I went with the Cardinals.
Chicago.
I also went with Chicago.
Patriots and Broncos. Mr. Joe.
Go to the Broncos. Patriots suck right now.
Is he lying? He's not. Going with the Denver Broncos.
No. Yeah, the Broncos it is. Broncos it is. The Raiders and the Chiefs. For me, the Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after this small commercial break.
Do you want to see MJF lose the belt? I don't want to see MJF lose. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, can we be frank? What else does MJF?
I think you've been frank for the past 20 minutes.
What does MJF have to prove knowing he's hurt? Like, are we getting 100% MJF? Or are we just getting I'm getting by the match MJF? Like, why have a champion that's not 100%?
I don't know. I mean, I think MJF definitely is probably the biggest selling point right now in AEW.
Selling point or not selling point, you got to look at it like this. Would you rather have a guy that was 100% healthy where you don't see him wrestle once a month, maybe twice? Or would you rather have a guy that can sell merchandise and still cut promos and not have to wrestle?
I mean, MJF can cut any promo, though, and he's must-see TV.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is he doesn't necessarily have to wrestle.
He doesn't.
No,
He doesn't have to, but he should wrestle. That's his
he
job.
should, but
he's not Roman
Reigns. If
Reigns.
he can't wrestle, why force the guy? He's hurt, bro. Just face it, he's hurt.
But I don't think he's incapable of performing, though.
Bro, every time you watch this guy wrestle at the end, he's at the press conference, limping in there, eating pickles, saying that he's crying, saying he's hurt. What else do you want the guy to do? Draw you a picture with crowns? He's hurt. The guy's hurt.
But it's a minor injury. He'll be fine in time for
minor injury.
Long Island at World's End. I don't understand the problem here.
Let them make you milk it and say that it's a minor injury. They're going to say that, bro. Trust me, they're going to say that.
Oh my gosh.
That is the AEW. I can't believe it. AEW show immediately after AEW. Why did I say on mute? But you're watching the Dynasty Corner right now on Popular Review Football Week 16. One game left to talk about, and turn it back over to Eddie. Where you at? There you go. Go.
So on this last game, and the most tasteful game in this whole pile of shenanigans that's going on, all this clutter, we will be discussing the Ravens versus the 49ers, a potential Super Bowl preview here. We all know both of these teams, they're defensive juggernauts with great offensive power, two quarterbacks that can play at an elite level. I mean, what can we say about the receivers that are about to go head-to-head here? I mean, you got OBJ, you got Zay Flowers, you got George Kittle, you got Deebo Samuels, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got, I mean, you name it, big names in this game right here. It's actually a very hard one to kind of pick because both of them are like I said, they're both the best in their own respective conferences without any questions. But I believe the Ravens will take this game. I believe Lamar Jackson has enough in him to actually go out there and show that they are the top team, not just in the AFC, not just in their division, but also in the NFL. What say you, Chris?
Oh, okay. All right. Just like I talked about the Dolphins and the Cowboys earlier, I can talk about the Ravens 49ers. Also, another potential Super Bowl game. All right. I'm still hoping for Eagles and Steelers, but I'm not dumb. I'm not going to sit here and be blind about the fact this is also a potential Super Bowl game, and I think it'll be a fantastic game. A lot of eyes are going to be on this game because a lot of possibilities for number one seed are going to be on this game. Period. Who wants it more? I'm going to the Ravens.
Should I had to check back to see who I picked. So this is like, this is one of those game of the year type games. Like I said, like y'all said, potential Super Bowl preview, Super Bowl, whatever that was, 2012 rematch, with Colin Kaepernick and Joe Flacco. I mean, I love both of these teams. You almost have to start looking at maybe the Ravens is like the second most talented. We all know that the 49ers are the, to me, the most talented team in the league. See the background noise. But yeah, these are two great teams, great defenses, great offenses, running games off the chain, offensive lines off the chain. But ultimately, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think they're just too stacked. Although I love the Ravens. I love, Lamar Jackson, as you already know. But I think if you look kind of position by position, where does a team have some weaknesses? The Ravens, for example, on the outside, their receivers are not that great, and their tight end is out for the season. So, you start thinking, okay, where do we look at the kind of who kind of has the edge? I think ultimately it's going to be the 49ers, given some of the Ravens injuries. So that's what I'm rolling with. Can't wait for this one.
Agreed. This is definitely going to be one of the best games out of the week for sure. Everybody's going to be holding their breath to see what's going to be the outcome of Monday Night Football. All right, everybody. I believe that's it for today and for this week and this segment of Unpopular Review Dynasty Corner. Right now, we're about to review the winners and the standings.
Not much has changed. In fourth place, you have Phil. That's why he's not here. He got 8 right last week and 8 wrong. He actually tied for number 1 last week overall, but for the season, he has 107 victories and 85 losses. Number 3 is still Eddie with 7 victories last week, 9 losses, 114 to 78. Right above him is Joel, still in number 2 with 7 victories, 9 losses, 115 and 77. And number 1 still tied for number 1 last week in the overall picks. As well as the overall season, is the executive consultant with 8 victories, 8 losses, 118 victories, and 74 losses. You can just chalk this one up for the season. I pretty much already won. I don't see myself
You're
losing.
1 ahead.
No, I am. If you look, I'm talking about for the season, I'm 3 ahead, and I don't see that losing anytime soon to Joel or yourself. Phil is just like not contention at this point.
We actually picked a couple games that are against one another, and I know mines are going to hit, so don't worry about it.
You say that, but you know what? I think what you need to do, I think instead of concentrating, this is why I said about the Dallas Cowboys earlier, right? You were paying attention.
Oh my
right?
God!
So instead of focusing on me, you need to focus on being Joe, right? That should be your goal. That should be your goal. You should try to beat Joe because Joe's been kicking that ass, right? Joe's been kicking that ass for a couple weeks now. Just
I see perfection. So that means that seeking perfection means that you ain't.
And you can't reach it. That's why you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. This is what they do. I want to show you something. Ka-chow! This is your ass. This is Joe's foot. It's just been just like each week, right? And you over here talking about hopping over Joel to get to the executive consultant. You can't do it. Only Joel should be focusing on it. And he can't do it too. I've been smacking that guy around also. So I don't know what you're talking about, all right? I'm still number 1. I'm going to win. But next week, we're going to talk about some MVPs. We're going to talk about some playoff predictions. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff because after next week, we only got 2 more games left in this season, as well as Kilmo Charles will be back. Time to shine. Ed, wrap it up, bro.
So this was our segment. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing, or if you
definitely like Unpopular Review Sports Channel. Our sports channel only has 10 freaking subscribers. Now, considering the fact that we're in a city that has like 12 people in it, I don't understand how we only have 10 freaking subscribers. Unpopular Review Wrestling has over 1,000. We have a half of 1,000 in the Unpopular Review Entertainment. Unpopular Review has Sports has only 10. We should be fixing that. Please make sure you like, love, share, subscribe, do all of that. Now you can wrap this up.
This has been our time. We appreciate y'all for tuning in to Unpopular Review Dynasty Corner Week Predictions number 16. And we will see y'all same time next week with the whole crew back.